There are reports that Lesotho's Prime Minister Thabane wants to seek refuge in South Africa. He was thought to have entered the country after failing to appear in court last week. It fueled reports that he would lobby government for asylum from Lesotho. We're joined by immigration practitioner Pieter Britz to talk about this. Very good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
What chance of us taking him in if he wants to come here?
In terms of the legalities, I don't think that a person that's not running away from fear of persecution in accordance to race, religion or any fathom should qualify for an asylum or a refugee. It just goes against the act completely. So
no chance for him?
I don't think so. We're not the decision makers, but if you look at what is the requirement to be a refugee or an asylum seeker, I don't see that it fits the bill.
What are the requirements?
The requirements is a basic thing. You need to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're running away from your country for the reason of persecution in regards to race, religion, war, fathom, and a couple of other categories. If you can prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt, yes, they should give you the chance to apply for asylum. And if not, then you have to prove the counterpart.
Many people, unlike Mr. Thabane, are leaving, are fleeing, and don't have time to grab the necessary kind of documentation, possibly, or proof that is required. Where does that leave them?
That leaves them with the asylum process that the Department of Home Affairs does give to somebody. So you would go to a refugee reception office, and there would then you have to fill in a form and state the basis of you fleeing from your country. That then gets taken in, and then Home Affairs does their own search and check on a research basis to see if your claims are founded. If your claims are founded, they'll probably extend your asylum and eventually grant you refugeeship. If that does not happen and they can prove, in brackets, they can prove that your claim is not founded, then the mark is unfounded, and then they will probably deport you at the point that you want to apply for it.
So Tom Thabane could come in and then apply for this, and then he stays here while it's being investigated?
That's correct. They give that leverage of time, and at that point in time you can illegally work and study in South Africa.
All right. What about the government's role in this? I mean, we've seen in the past, you know, welcoming in Omar Bashir when we were supposed to have arrested him. We had a former Haitian dictator under Thabo Mbeki staying here for 6-7 years. When is the government allowed to say, hold on a minute, we're going to take this into our hands anyway?
That unfortunately runs on deeper rivers. You have to look at it goes to a more political standpoint versus a purely law-abiding. You're on this basis, yes or no, you're allowed to enter or not. I do think the ministers use their discretion because they do have the powers to bend the rules. So obviously on merit that can be changed, but obviously one has to look at the merit of the case, which obviously it's not up to us, but it does happen, unfortunately.
So Tom Thabane is going to be looking for buddies in the system, I guess. Pieter Britz, good to talk to you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.